My name is Joyce Fields, and I am 81 years old, and I do these lives. I'm now doing these lives here on YouTube. I have done over 500 TikTok lives. You can go over there to my page and check it out. I post to TikTok every day, but I only do my lives now here on YouTube. TikTok changed its rules, and I don't think that I'm going to be able to follow them. And then they also increased the price for subscribing. And here on YouTube, there is no price to subscribe, no cost to subscribe. And I'm trying to get my subscriber numbers up because you have to have 1,000 subscribers in order to bring a guest up. So, and that is one of the things that I used to do on my TikTok lives. Now on TikTok, I have I'm still the number of followers is still growing, and it's approaching 54,000. So I never dreamed. I'm 81 years old. I never dreamed that I would have 54,000 followers, and it's still growing. I never even dreamed I would have 1,000 followers. So I'm very pleased with that. But people enjoy the advice that I share. My lives are all entitled Undifficult Your Life. Undifficult Your Life. And the advice that I share 4 pillars of advice. And I want y'all to spread the word. YouTube is saying I have one person on here. How did you learn that I was here on live? Did you receive a message, or were you just scrolling through YouTube? How did you learn now? How did you find out that I was live here? Hi everybody. I want to know how you found out. Did you get a message that I was live, or did you just scroll? Oh, good. Thank you. Oh, good. Hey, Shells. Okay. So somebody said they were just scrolling and they found me. So, yeah. Okay. Scrolling. Okay. Well, I think that I'm going to be sharing some advice that you can definitely use. I share 4 pillars of advice. By the way, my name is Joyce Fields. I'm 81 years old. And, okay, said beautiful grandma online. Thank you. I'm 81 years old, and I share advice. The advice that I share, that my lives are entitled Undifficult Your Life. A lot of y'all are doing a lot of things that are making y'all's lives a lot more difficult than they need to be. I share advice. I'm 81 years old. I have lived this advice. I am still living this advice. I have used this advice since I was about 10 years old. That's a long time, from 10 to 81, okay? So I know that it works. If it can work for me, it can work for y'all. Now, Spirit, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. When I say God, I'm talking about the universe. When I say the universe, I'm talking about God. Now, no religion on my lives and no politics. You know, God ain't got no religion. So I talk to God all day. So I do these lives because I want to share the advice that I have gained in my 81 years of living. Spirit or God has gifted me with the ability to communicate philosophies, concepts, ideas, all kinds of examples like that. Spirit has gifted me with the ability to be able to communicate those things from my mind to y'all's mind. Okay? All right, so I use what I call helpful hand visuals. Now, I call them that because one of my live viewers, her name is Jessie Knott, in one of my lives this year, I've done over 500 TikTok lives, so this is only my 15th YouTube live. So I left TikTok because they changed the rules and all of that stuff, and they increased the price for subscribing. Now, here on YouTube, there's no price for subscribing, and I want to get my subscribers up. I want more people to hear the advice that I share, because the advice that I share truly does help y'all to undifficult your life. Now, here the 4 pillars that I share. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. And I tell you how you do that. It's not difficult. Remember, undifficult your life. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. If you are 10 years old or older, I tell you exactly how you do that. But I always start with the toddlers. And if you are raising toddlers, you will want to learn how easy it is to teach them patience. Then pillar number 3, I was telling you about the Jessie Knott, the viewer of my lives, that she said in one of my lives this year, it was not last year. I've done over 500 TikTok lives. This is only my 15th YouTube live. So Jessie Knott said, these visuals are so helpful. And what she was referring to is I do gestures with my hands. So I call them helpful hand visuals. And Jessie Knott said, quote, these visuals are so helpful, unquote. So, thank you. So that's what I call them, helpful hand visuals. Now, when I get to pillar number 3, when I did the helpful hand visual in pillar number 3, and I do helpful hand visuals throughout the pillars. I do one especially in pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. So pillar number 3, when I get there, and that one is stay calm. Stay calm, y'all. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. Good morning, everybody. You lose your power when you become angry, irritated, aggravated, any of those kinds of ugly things. You lose your power. Now, when I get to pillar number 3, that helpful hand visual, when I did it in one of my lives this year, it blew a lot of the viewers' minds. And then I did it for my man, and it blew his mind, and it blows my mind too. So speaking of my man, me and my man have been together. I'll get back to pillar number 3. We've been together for 68 years. 68 years. We have been married for 58 years. We just celebrated our 58th wedding anniversary on June 3rd. Now, we've been together for 68 years, since we were both 13 years old. And I'm going to show y'all a picture when we were 25 years old, and another one when we were 80 years old. So here's the picture, 25. This is 1969. We were 25 years old. That's Pap. His real name is Fred. Yeah. So we were 25. Then this picture is our 57th wedding anniversary, and we were both 80 years old. Hey, Honda Accord. Here's that one. We were both 80 years old on this one. And now here you go. 25 Yeah. Yeah. Blows my mind too, y'all. It truly does. I look at him and I say, my goodness, I've been with this man over half my life. I don't have any regrets. Yeah. So now, and Shelster's telling y'all about the book that I wrote. We've been together for 68 years, so I know what I'm talking about. This book, The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go, among other things. It's 64 pages, which includes 22 pages of my own recipes. And Pap says that he lives in a 5-star restaurant. And he says that I am an incredible cook. Okay. So this book, I'm going to read y'all the recipes that are in here. A lot of these girls nowadays take pride in not wanting to cook or not knowing how to cook. That is not the way to go. You don't know what's in this restaurant food or fast food stuff. They putting all kinds of chemicals and preservatives and everything. Learn how to cook. And these recipes are easy to follow. Oh man, I had a lot of problems trying to figure them out because I just throw stuff in the pot. I'm an old-fashioned cook, okay? So I start with desserts: apple pie, banana pudding. I'm famous for my banana pudding. Aunt Yeti's pound cake, that's my auntie's. She's long gone now, but we still use that recipe. Lemon cream pie, pineapple or cherry cream cheese pie, that's Pap's favorite. Spaghetti meat sauce, lasagna, chili, macaroni and cheese. I've given my macaroni and cheese recipe to tons of people. Mashed potatoes, pepper steak, skillet chicken and rice. I made that one up. Tuna salad, oven fried chicken. We both, me and Pap, prefer oven fried chicken, other than don't have that deep fried. So it's oven fried in olive oil and butter. Oh my God, you got to try that. Beef stew, top of the stove chuck roast. I don't put my chuck roast in the oven. I think the oven dries it out. I put it on top of the stove with lots of onions and garlic and just. I'm salivating over my own recipes, okay. Meatloaf, chicken and dressing, dry beans or peas with smoked turkey, greens or cabbage with smoked turkey. Yeah, making me hungry too. And the last recipe, sauteed cabbage with no meat. I love that. I got some in the refrigerator right now. Love it. So this book, The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go, among other things. Now, page 2, I tell y'all this. These females nowadays, here's page 2, says, take heed. Based on my 50-plus years of observation, it's now 60-plus years of observation, I would say that 80% of the success of a relationship rests on the shoulders of the woman. This book explains why. Now, I wrote this book in 2008, but now you go back to 1957. I was 13 years old. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, like that. The females in our village, and we sure enough had a village, schooled us. Now, I don't know what the boys got schooled on, but the females schooled the girls coming up. Okay. Or to say and what not to say in a relationship, what to do and what not to do in a relationship. You see? So I didn't write the book until 2008 because I was seeing so many young girls, females, not even young, older ones too, doing the stuff that we were told not to do, saying the stuff we were told not to say. So, fronting their men off in public, embarrassing their relationship, doing all of that. So this book, The Best Way to Keep a Man is to Let Him Go. Now, a lot of females question me about what does it mean, let him go? They say, oh yeah, I kicked him out. That's not what it means. They say, oh yeah, we parted ways. That's not what it means either. So here is the third paragraph. This is the introduction. This is the third paragraph. I'm going to read the third paragraph because it explains what I mean by letting him go. And by the way, men are buying this book too. I, I, I think they want to know what I'm saying to the ladies. But one man by the name of Rasul Griffin, he bought the book and read it, and he said that it is a masterpiece. Okay, that's what he said, so I'll take it. So here's the third paragraph. It explains what I mean by let him go. And also, this book is good for same-sex relationships as well. I was asked that in one of my lives a long time ago. I've done over 500 of TikTok lives. This is only my 15th YouTube live. Now, here's the paragraph. Let him go doesn't mean don't care. It means be secure enough within yourself that you don't freak out if he's not with you and you don't know exactly where he is. Let him go means don't try to control where he can go or what time he must leave or return. Let him go means don't try to control him, period. Let him go means don't try so hard to change him. After you have paid your dues, you may tread lightly in this area, but be careful. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. In addition to letting him go, I have observed the need for and used other philosophies and behaviors to keep me and my man in a warm, loving, and peaceful relationship. My thinking was he may go, but he'll always come home if I make coming home worth it. But what kinds of things can I do to make it worth coming home? Well, then it goes into the book. The very first chapter is modify the way you think. When you get married or when you start living with another person, even it can be same sex as well. If I had to retitle this book, it would be called The Best Way to Keep a Relationship Healthy. So same sex relationships, if you live with your auntie or one of your cousins, it's still, you got to let the people go, okay? So, but now, modify the way you think. When you get married, if you're not living together already, you know, a lot of us females are into this romanticism BS, for real. And so when we get married, we don't even think about the fact that his habits and my habits may or may not jibe. They may or may not, they may bump heads, okay? So if you have to be willing to modify the way that you think. Don't think that the way you do things is the only way or the best way. You got to be willing to at least look at it, you see? So that's what I'm saying. So this book will, I put something on social media. It said, get this book if your answer is yes to any of the following questions. Question, are you starting a new relationship? Get this book. The best way to keep a man is to let him go. Question, does your relationship need a healthy boost? If your answer yes, get this book. Question, are you recently married or know someone who is? Get this book. Question, are you getting married or know someone who is? Get this book. And the last question is, do you love a good read? Get this book. 64 pages. It's $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com, and the link is in my profile. They're also available on Amazon, but when you go to Amazon, you have to know the title of the book. Compromise is key to good relationships. Oh yeah, you definitely have to compromise. Oh good, thank you. About relationships, so I wrote it for girls who are maybe 16, 17, who are not set in their ways. But one of the 5-star reviews, she said it's good for newlyweds, for long-term for marriages, people who have been married for a long time. So it's just a good read, y'all. So And it's $9.99 at goodshortbooks.com. There are 11 nonfiction books there. Oh, yeah, you're going to get a lot out of this. So you're not set in your ways yet. You got to be open-minded, so a lot of these women now, I hate to see a man tagging along behind a woman. That's, can't stand that. And if there's any men out there that's watching this live, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't don't walk behind your woman. Stop doing that. Okay? So I'm old-fashioned too, but that is symbolic. That speaks to the world. That shows who's in charge of the relationship. You can't both be in charge. Okay? So that's okay. I'm setting that aside. Now, pillar number 3. See, I remember where I was. I'm coming back to pillar number 3. Stay calm. I told y'all about staying calm. It's a tremendous advantage to you when you have the ability, when you exercise the ability to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry. So the helpful hand visual that I do for pillar number 3 will blow a lot of y'all's minds. And Spirit gives me these helpful hand visuals, y'all. I don't just make them up. Spirit gives them to me. And y'all will see how effective they are. I communicate philosophies, concepts, and all stuff like that from my mind to y'all's mind, okay? Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, thank you. So that's pillar number 3. When I get to that one, like I said, it's the helpful hand visual will blow some of y'all's minds. And then pillar number 4, the last pillar. Pillar number 4 is remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, frustration, anger, or whatever ugliness is inside of you. And I'll tell you what those 4 words are when I get to the 4th pillar. Okay. Thanks, Savannah. Now, pillar number 1. Develop and maintain a positive attitude. If you are 10 years old or older, I will tell you exactly how you do that. But I always start with the toddlers. So if you're raising toddlers, the way you do it is when that toddler asks for a cookie, you tell that toddler, I'll give you that cookie. Thanks, Honda, of course. I'll give you that cookie in 5 minutes. Put yourself on the timer and give that toddler that cookie in 5 minutes. So I am always too blessed to be stressed. Then do that several times, 5 minutes, still with the timer. Then stretch it to 10 minutes. Do that several times, still with the timer. Stretch it to 15 and go all the way up to an hour or more. Not only will you be teaching that toddler patience, you will be teaching that toddler how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. And the toddler will have it in its blood and bones, okay? So it is a wonderful blessing to have a patient toddler, to have a patient 5-year-old, all the way up, to know that you have contributed a patient person to the world. Wonderful. So, now, that is the way you teach a toddler patience. So I'm thinking now here, because there's a couple things I want to cover. Spirit came to me and told me that, Joyce, you can teach your viewers this exercise of how they can teach themselves how to feel time, how to feel elapsed time. So I am sure that some of you will want to do that. You want to hear that. So it requires a piece of paper and something to write with. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds while I drink some tea. Excuse me, while I drink the tea. And then I'm counting to 10 while I'm drinking the tea. And then I'll come and tell you what the exercise is. Okay. Now, on that piece of paper, write down the time that it is right now. Oh, thank you. Write down the time that it is right now, no matter what your time zone is. I take these screenshots, they read them to Pap when he wakes up. And then put the paper away. And some point later, I don't care how much time, I would like to think that you'll give it at least 20 minutes. You can feel that, so. And then try to guess the time it is at that point. And this is an exercise that you can do all day long. It really tunes you into the passage of time. So do it many, many times during the day. And you will stop jumping when you realize what time it is. You look at the clock and you jump. One of my viewers said that's what happens to her. So she's going to do this exercise. Do it all day, every day. Now, I don't need paper and something to write with anymore. I do it all the time. And try to guess what time it is when you wake up before you look at the watch or before the alarm goes off. Try to guess what time it is. Try to feel how much time has passed. You see? Now, give me some responses, y'all. Can y'all use that exercise? Come on, give me some responses. Come on, give me some responses, y'all. Come on. I want to get that screenshot. Oh, thank you. Oh, good. Thanks, Undercourt. Yes, see, you can use that. Thank you. Okay. Oh, yeah, it does. It flies by. There's no questioning that. That's a fact. Uh-huh. Okay. So now, y'all can use that. Now, if you are 10 years old or older, thank you. I'm looking to increase my subscribers, y'all, because you got to have 1,000 subscribers and to be able to bring a guest up. So, and that is one of the things that I did on my TikTok lives. I brought people up as guests, people who have used the advice that I share. They come up as guests and share how they are using the advice and share what difference it is making in their lives. So the title of my lives is Undifficult Your Life. And the advice that I share will do exactly that. I live the advice that I share, y'all. I'm 81 years old. I've been using this advice since I was about 10, okay? All right, Rosa. So now, if you're 10 years old or older, see, I had to rewind and think about where I was. If you're 10 years old or older, you can teach yourself patience. How, you ask? Write a program. You write a program for any behavior that you want to change. So now, oh, I forgot something. I'm going to go back to, after I finish pillar number 2, that's increase your level of patience. I got to go back to pillar number 1 because I forgot to tell y'all about how you develop and maintain a positive attitude. I got into the best way to keep a man. I got into the book. So that really threw a wrench into my processing, okay? So, but I'm glad I got it back because I really got to tell y'all how you develop and maintain a positive attitude. So now, pillar number 2, I'm into pillar number 2. So I'm telling you, if you are 10 years old or older, the way that you increase your level of patience, you write a program, you say it out loud. You say every program that you want to change your behavior for, you say it out loud. And this is what you say to increase your level of patience. I am learning to increase my level of patience. I am teaching myself how to be patient. I am teaching myself how to wait. Now, especially if it is something that you are fiending for, make yourself wait. Especially if it is something, I don't preach, I share, especially if it is something that you normally would give yourself immediate gratification for. You see? Make yourself wait. And if you make yourself wait past the point where you don't want it anymore, that's fabulous. Oh my goodness, is that a wonderful thing? Because it means that you are stronger than it was. I will not read these long comments that y'all are writing. And, if they're longer than like 2 or 3 lines, I don't have time to read those. Share, just listen to the advice that I share. I want y'all to know that I don't have time to read comments that are like longer than 2 or 3 lines. That's it. And I occasionally look down and I'll read one. But if it's longer than 2 or 3, I'm not reading it. That's too long. I have enough to deal with trying to share the advice that I share in 90 minutes. Okay? So now, if you're 10 years old or older, I told you exactly how you teach yourself how to increase your level of patience. Make yourself wait, and don't allow yourself to have immediate gratification. That's why you make yourself wait. You will be teaching yourself patience. It'll be amazing to you, okay? Now, I also was talking about when you teach patience to a toddler. I highly recommend this book, Mother's Dozen, An Easy Recipe for Raising Great Kids. I had it translated into Spanish, Madre Docena. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know the rest of the title. But this book is 48 pages, Mother's Dozen, An Easy Recipe for Raising Great Kids. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. There are 3 price categories, $7.99, $9.99, and $12.99. And the books are flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming onto my lives and they are learning about the books. This one will guide you into raising kids that you can admire for real. It's 48 pages, it's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. And I talk about it in patience when I'm talking about patience, because I say Mother's Dozen, so that's 12. There's 12 ingredients, I say. I'm going to quickly read y'all the 12 ingredients. 1, start from infancy. 2, manners. 3, love for learning. 4, responsibility. 5, rules, order, and organization. 6, independence. 7, spirituality or a higher power. 8, affection. 9, discipline or self-control. Feed interest. That's 10, feed interest. 11, obedience. And 12, patience. That's why I talk about patience when in the second pillar, increase your level of patience. Here is patience. I talk about patience in this book. So if you know anybody who is raising toddlers, I wrote the book. If your toddlers are going in the wrong direction, you want to kind of turn them around. I wrote the book for people raising toddlers up to 4 years old. I don't know if that is considered a toddler or not. I know 3 is. But then one of my viewers, her username is Cat724. She bought it and read it, and she said that it's good for turning the behavior around of kids 7 to 8 years old. So I sure will take her word for it. So, but if your kids are going off and you think it's in the wrong direction, and they didn't do it to themselves, you did it, you see. So that book will guide you into raising kids that you can admire. Mother's Dozen, An Easy Recipe for Raising Great Kids. Okay. Now, at goodshortbooks.com, there are 11 nonfiction, y'all, nonfiction books that will inspire you. They will entertain you. They will motivate you. They will entertain you. They will delight you. So if you're enjoying this live, you will absolutely love the books at goodshortbooks.com. 11 of them, nonfiction. My sister wrote 1, and I wrote 10. There are 9 different genres there. Memoirs, parenting, relationships, children's education, fairy tales. My fairy tale is nonfiction because it deals with a serious subject. Bullying, original quotes, health, and spirituality. Good morning, Kyle. So those are the 9 different genres. And like I said, the books are flying off the shelves, y'all, because people are coming to my lives and they are learning about the books. They didn't even know that they existed, as most of you probably didn't know that they existed. So the link is in my profile, goodshortbooks.com. They're all true to the website's name. They're all good and they are short. The longest book we have is 167 pages, okay? Now I'm going to show y'all the 2 memoirs that we have. If you like memoirs, that's the very first book that I wrote. But I'm going to tell y'all about my sister's book first, because her book, My 15 Dogs, A 55-Year Journey of Love, it's 59 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. And I'm telling y'all about these books because they're all about life and living, just like my lives are all about life and living. Now, if you love dogs, you will love her book. It'll make you laugh and it'll make you cry. And if you love dogs, you will understand why I said that. It's 59 pages, and it's all about the adventures and escapades that she had with the dogs in her life. And she has had, at that point when she wrote the book, 15 dogs. And it was a journey of love for her. Now, my memoir is called Line of Serenity. I'm the oldest of 7. And this is my memoir. It goes from 1944, that's the year I was born, I'm 81 years old, to 1977, that's the year our mother became an angel. And like I said, I'm the oldest of 7, and I wanted to capture the way that our parents raised us. We all think that they did a fabulous job of raising us, and so I wanted to capture that. And I was successful. This is the longest book we have. It's 167 pages, which includes 22 pages of pictures. It's a memoir, so I have pictures of some of the people that I talk about in the book, and 22 pages, the same recipes that are in The Best Way to Keep a Man Is to Let Him Go, among other things. So it's a memoir and a cookbook. And just like The Best Way to Keep a Man Is to Let Him Go is a relationship guide and a cookbook. Now, this book, I wrote it in, it's the very first book that I wrote. I wanted to capture the way that our parents raised us. All 7 of us think that our parents did a fabulous job of raising us. There was never any sibling rivalry in our family. And I adore my siblings, okay? And so I wanted to capture that so that it wouldn't die out when we all died off. You know, one of our oldest brother died in 2013. He had lung cancer, but I captured, he read the book as well, so he loved it. And so this, you know, it's a fabulous gift for anybody in your family that's 70 years old or older. I talk about stuff that they probably haven't thought about in decades, like the ice box and the coal man, that kind of stuff. And then for younger readers, it's a peek into the way things used to be done. You know, we haven't always had liquid dish soap. We used to wash dishes with washing powder. Yeah, that's all we had. So we were happy as I don't even know what to call it. We were happy. We had a wonderful childhood. So, and this book captures it. So now, I told y'all I told you I was going to go back to pillar number 1. I forgot to tell you, I got off into the best way to keep a man. So here is the way that you develop and maintain a positive attitude. It's real simple. You write a program. You write a program. How do you write a program? You say it out loud. You can change any behavior that you have by writing a program, and you write programs by saying it out loud. There are those that say you say it in your mind, and I say, no, no, no. Joyce Fields advises you to say it out loud. When you say it only in your mind, that's one element. One element, y'all. When you say it out loud, think about it. That's 3 elements. 3. You speak it out of your mouth. You hear it with your ears, and it gets plastered into your psyche. 3 as opposed to 1. Say it out loud. And I don't care who's around you. You have a chance, an opportunity to spread positivity. Here's what you say. Here's the program that you write. Ready? From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. I'm going to repeat it. That's the program that you write, and that is the program that you speak. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Now, what that means is, from now on, doesn't matter what your attitude was like 5 minutes ago or yesterday or last week or whatever. You wrote the program, you said it out loud, from now on. Okay? That means from this point forward, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Thank y'all for the likes. I appreciate it very much. That's what you say. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, and put your feet on the path to have a positive attitude. Now, I'm going to say something that y'all probably never even thought about. You ever thought about the fact that there are only 2 attitudes that you can have? 2. Only 2 attitudes that you can have. A negative attitude or a positive attitude. That's it. There's not a third one. Wake up. Be woke. That is a good thing, to be woke. Be conscious of the fact there are only 2 attitudes that you can have. A negative attitude or a positive attitude. Now, based on my observations, you do not choose to have a negative attitude. Based on my observations, if you do not choose to have a positive attitude, and it is a choice, you must deliberately choose to have a positive attitude. You must on purpose choose to have a positive attitude. So if you don't deliberately or on purpose choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative attitude. I have observed that it's like a default. You must consciously choose to have a positive attitude. And the way you do that is you say it out loud. You write that program and say it out loud. And now I hope you understand why it doesn't matter if other people are around you, because they'll probably be saying, oh, I would love to know how you do that. Okay? So now, 2 attitudes to have: negative attitude, positive attitude. A lot of y'all, if you don't choose deliberately and on purpose and all that, choose to have a positive attitude, you almost certainly will have a negative one. And a lot of y'all have a negative attitude or lean towards a negative attitude, and you may or may not even realize it. Okay? Now I'm going to read y'all a list of words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude, and it might be you. I'm also going to read you a list of words that will help you when you get ready to develop and maintain a positive attitude. Okay? So now to the negative words. These are words that describe personality characteristics or personality traits. So if any of these words describe you or your personality or characteristics or traits, there's always hope because, like I told you, a positive attitude is a choice. You absolutely choose to have a positive attitude. So now here are the words that will help you to identify people in your life who probably have a negative attitude, and it might be you. Here they are: anger, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment and holding grudges, inferiority, lies and dishonesty, false pride, superiority, and the last word is ego. Okay? Back up to the top. Anger. Do you know people who are full of anger? People who are angry? Are you the one who is angry, who is full of anger? That is negative. How about resentment and holding grudges? Do you know people who are full of resentment? People who hold grudges? Are you the one who is full of resentment, who holds grudges against other people? That is negative. Good morning, Janetta. That is negative. I'm going to come back to it, but I'm going to move on to lies and dishonesty. Do you know people who lie? People who are dishonest? Are you the liar? Are you the dishonest one? That is negative. Back up to resentment and holding grudges. Now I'm going to tell you something that you probably never heard before. If you are full of resentment and if you hold grudges against other people, you are living in the past. Yes, you are living in the past because you are holding on to something that happened. Past tense. There is nothing the people that did this to you can do about it. There is to change it. And there's nothing that you can do about it. Sinuses, nose itching. Nothing you can do about it to change it. You must forgive them in order to move on, to move forward, to move in a healthy direction with your own life. If you hold on to resentment and you hold grudges against other people, it is creating an internal, invisible, this is what I call it, an internal, invisible burden on your spirit, on your soul, on your entire being. You see? That is what it does. It's not punishing the people that you're holding the resentment towards or the grudges against. It's not doing anything to them. And wake up, y'all. Open your eyes. I want you to look around you at people that you know are full of resentment, people that you know who hold grudges. In a lot of cases, they are on pharmaceutical medications, they have declining health, and they are not aging well. When you hold resentment and you hold grudges against others, it takes its toll on your body. I call these things the uglies: anger, lying, dishonesty, resentment. All of those things are ugly. And ugly damages the ones who hold it inside. It's just that simple. You must forgive. But then there are those who say forgive and forget. Hell no. You don't ever, ever forget. Never. You keep it on the stove, on the back burner, but you don't ever forget. That way it will not happen to you again. Now, forgive does not mean you go back into their lives. It does not mean they come back into yours. But it can be if all parties agree that that's the way they want it, that's fine. That's wonderful. But if you don't want to have anything else to do with them, not ever again in your life, you can forgive them. Now, I'm 81 years old. There was no such thing as text messages when I was a kid. No such thing as email. I had to think about all the technologies, okay? No such thing as video calls, okay? So now when I was a kid, there weren't. And then, so now you can use any of those technologies to forgive, so you can text message them or whatever. So now, that is, you can use those technologies. I had to get all my thoughts in order now. If you don't ever want to have anything else to do with them, ever, never, okay, you can forgive by saying it out loud to the universe. You heard me correctly. You can say it out loud to the universe. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power was there when the mess happened. It was there. It knows what happened. So when you say it out loud, it knows what you're talking about. Okay? So I'm going to give you 3 examples. No, 4. But after, I'm going to tell you how you forgive first. I'm going to tell you how you forgive out loud. But I'm going to tell you, here's what I'm going to say. The universe was there when the mess happened to you. And normally when I say these things in all of my lives, it kind of surprises people. It kind of catches them off guard when I say this right here, right now. It says, the universe or God or whatever you call your higher power sees everything that you do, hears everything that you say, and reads your thoughts. I'm going to repeat that. The universe or God or whatever you call your higher power sees everything you do right now, hears everything you say right now, and reads your thoughts right now. And when I say that in my lives, it kind of catches a lot of people. It kind of makes them catch their breath, so it changes their attitude about what they're saying, doing, and thinking, okay? Yes. So, did that shake anybody up? All of these, the things that I said? The universe sees everything you do, hears everything you say, and reads your thoughts. Come on, give me some response. Did that cause anybody to change their behavior or what they say, what they do, say, and think? Come on. Give me some responses, y'all. I'd like for y'all to be quicker with y'all's responses, please. Come on, give me some responses. Did that cause you to really want to zero in on what you do, say, and think? Come on, give me some responses. I don't know what's wrong with it seems to be stuck. It just keeps going with that. Wow, it's not moving. Okay. All right, I guess it's going to catch up to the question that I asked. So, okay. Yeah. All right. I don't know what was going on. It was stuck. Okay, good. I got some responses. Yes. So now y'all can think about what the universe, God, whatever you call your higher power, sees everything that you do, hears everything that you say and reads your thoughts. So I say, do, say, and think accordingly. Okay? So now, here is the way that you say it out loud to the universe to forgive. Alan responded. Oh, yeah, I saw a lot of responses. I don't know, my screen was stuck, and that was weird. I touched my screen, and then the down arrow showed up. So hey, listen, y'all, I'm 81 years old, and there are many days when I wish for the manual typewriter to come back. We had more control. We ain't got no control over this high-tech stuff. High-tech and low intelligence, okay? I'm speaking for myself. I can't deal with all of this. I know how to do a live. I do not know all of the subtleties of the stuff that y'all know about. Yeah. So, but I know how to do it live, so I can share the advice that I have lived to help y'all to undifficult your lives. Okay. So now, develop and maintain a positive attitude. You say it out loud. From now on, I'm going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, and put your feet on the path to do just that. Now, I was talking about forgiving, so I've got it back into my head now. So you say it out loud to the universe. Here's what you say. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. I'm going to repeat it. And use your hand the way I did it. That symbolizes touching the universe, touching spirit. Here you go. Universe, I forgive so-and-so for doing such and such to me. You don't forgive the universe. You're talking to the universe. You don't forgive the universe. There's nothing for you to forgive the universe for. So you're talking to the universe. Now I'm going to tell you, when I say to use your hand the way I did that, use my hand, that symbolizes you're touching the universe. You're touching spirit. Now I'm going to tell you 4 examples of what has happened on my previous lives. So here is person number 1. She said, I forgave my dad like that, and I immediately burst into tears. Person number 2, she said, I forgave myself. And yes, you can forgive yourself like that. The universe saw what you did, heard what you said, okay? It doesn't change because it was you. And she said, I forgave myself, and I immediately burst into tears. The third one was a young man, and he said, I forgave, and I felt my spirit shift. You see? So now the fourth example, I'm going to get to that one. So now with the 2 that immediately broke into tears, and the one young man who said he felt his spirit shift. The reason why, I pray for the whole world, honey. The reason why is, I told y'all that when you carry resentment, you carry unforgiveness, you carry grudges and that kind of stuff, it creates an internal, invisible burden on your soul, on your spirit. You see? So when you forgive, it's like a pressure release valve. That's what the Shelster calls it. She calls it a pressure release valve, because when you say it out loud, I forgive, then it goes like this. Psst. That's what happens. It's like that pressure of holding on to that resentment, of holding those grudges, thank you, gets released, and you feel the difference, okay? So don't hold on to resentment and grudges. Forgive, but don't forget. And you must forgive. I don't care who it was or what they did. You understand? You can't qualify or anything like that. You must forgive whomever it was and whatever they did. That is the only way that you can get yourself onto a more healthy path. You got that? That's for real. You got to forgive. You forgive for your sake, not for theirs. You don't let anybody off the hook. You're letting yourself off the hook, because eventually, when you hold on to resentment and grudges and stuff, all that ugly stuff, and you lie and you're full of anger, it is going to put you into bad health. For real. It is going to put you into bad health. Can't happen. A positive attitude is the only way to go. Now, I'm going to show y'all, not show y'all, I'm going to read y'all a list of words that will help you, guide you into a positive attitude. Then I'm going to show you what a negative attitude looks like. Okay, so now here are the words that will guide you into creating a positive attitude within yourself. Joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth and honesty, compassion, faith. You see? Those are the words. Now I'm going to show y'all what a negative attitude looks like. This is what a negative attitude looks like. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. This is what a negative attitude looks like, y'all. These are people that say, woe is me. My life sucks. I can't stand this. I can't stand that. Complain, complain, complain. In the meantime, what my hands are doing, these are positive elements flying through the universe, constantly flying through the universe. Constantly, y'all, flying through the universe. But they always, these positive elements always fly over the heads of people who have a negative attitude. You see? So now, when you say that program out loud, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, and mean it from the bottom of your heart, from the depths of your soul. This is what happens. I'm going to show you on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's what happens. You see? What was flying over your head is now making contact with your psyche, okay? Now, tell me if I communicated that accurately, y'all. Okay, that's wonderful. So come on, give me some responses, y'all. Okay, good. Thanks, Honda. Any more people? Did I communicate that effectively from my mind to y'all's mind? Come on, give me some responses, y'all. I'm running out of time. Oh, 1,000. Good. Oh, good, Janetta. Oh, wonderful, Alice. Thank you. Yes. Great. Okay. So now, I already covered pillar number 2, increase your level of patience, because I got all twisted up because I started talking about the best way to keep a man is to let him go. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah. So I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. Me and Pap have been living out here in right outside of Pasadena, California for close to 25 years. So we moved out here for our California grandkids. We helped to raise the ones in Detroit, so now we're helping to raise the ones out here. So, okay, so now, pillar number 2 is increase your level of patience, and I already told y'all about that, okay? So now, pillar number 3. Pillar number 3 is stay calm. Got that? Stay calm. There is tremendous power in your ability to stay calm. Okay? You got to stay calm. You lose your power when you become angry, aggravated, agitated, all of that kind of stuff. Okay? Good morning. So, stay calm. Now, Spirit came to me and Spirit gives me all of the helpful hand visuals that I do. So, Spirit came to me and told me this. I was talking about staying calm, and Spirit told me to use the word neurons. I had never, ever used the word neurons in any of my lives. Okay? So, Spirit came to me and told me to use the word neurons. I had a faint understanding of neurons are part of your brain, okay? So now what happened was in my live, I was talking about staying calm as opposed to becoming angry. And Spirit was saying, these are your neurons. Okay, they're flowing past each other. They don't touch each other, but they communicate with each other, you know. So, and they're in a straight line, you know, just going, they're not interfering with, okay. So now that's when you're calm. Spirit showed me this. When you are angry, here's what your neurons are doing. You see this? This is what your neurons are doing, y'all, when you are angry. So now, Spirit told me to do those 2 helpful hand visuals between 4 and 5:15 a.m. when I was doing my live. Later on that same day, that evening, around 7 or 8 p.m., Spirit came back to me. It blew my mind. It probably blowing y'all's mind too to hear this, but Spirit came back to me, here's my hand, honest to goodness, and told me to look up what neurons do. For real. So I obeyed. Spirit told me to look it up, and I obeyed. I Googled it. This is what Google said. Check this out, y'all. Neurons work together to produce memories, make decisions, and compute information. They take chemical signals, transport them, and form new wiring within the brain. Neurons also help different parts of the brain to communicate with each other. That is why you cannot think straight when you are angry or upset or any of that kind of stuff. You cannot think straight. You cannot make good decisions when you are angry or upset. You must remain calm. You lose that power. You lose all kinds of power to have a good mind. Nothing good comes from anger. So don't go there. The next time you feel yourself becoming angry, think about your neurons. Think about your neurons. And I have a post, I put it on my TikTok, because I'm only doing my lives here on YouTube. I still post on TikTok. I've got over 53,000, getting close to 54,000 followers. I'm 81 years old, and I never dreamed I'd have 54,000 followers. I didn't even think I'd have 1,000. But people are loving the advice that I share. And I posted something on my TikTok page today, and it says, be kind. Anger is something about not useful. I don't remember now, but be kind. Oh, anger serves no useful purpose. That's what it says. Be kind. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Anger serves no useful purpose, and it truly does not. So the next time you become angry, then think about your neurons. So, oh, thank you. Yeah. So think about your neurons. Now, pillar number 4, I'm going to get back to some of the other things that I talk about in pillar number 1. Pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, frustration, anger, all of that kind of stuff. And those 4 words are, this too shall pass. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass. This too shall pass, y'all. Nothing in this life is permanent. No scenario lasts. No situation lasts. Nothing does. Not even we as people, because we use the term or the word pass when we talk about death. We'll say he passed last week. She passed yesterday. Oh, you're going to stay, huh? I hope. Okay. So this too shall pass. Those words will carry you through just about any kind of situation you might be in. Remember, it's never going to last. So the next time your mama is chewing you out, or the next time your daddy is chewing you out, they cannot read your mind. Remember these words. Say it. If you stand there or sit there and get chewed out, I don't read comments that are more than 2 or 3 lines long, so I'm not reading that. So the next time you're getting chewed out, think, this too shall pass. She ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. Or this too shall pass. He ain't gonna be fussing at me forever. You see? This too shall pass. Those words will carry you through just about anything peacefully. Your spirit will thank you. And that's all that is you, okay? So now, this too shall pass. That's pillar number 4. Now I'm going to go back to pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. You can change any behavior that you have by writing a program, and you develop and maintain a positive attitude by writing a program. And this is the program that you write. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You see? From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. No politics, no religion on my life, okay? So take it someplace else, not here. You will be removed. So, well, where was I? Oh, develop and maintain a positive attitude. That is the way you write that program. And put your feet on that path. I showed you what a negative attitude looks like, you see? So don't be in a negative attitude. Now, I'm going to also tell y'all, I'm going to ask you a question. And I only want responses that say no, okay? Now, do you know that you live your life by a ratio? RATIO. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? Come on. Give me your responses. I only want, yeah, no, good. Oh, hey, Britt. Wonderful. Okay. All right. All right, I added you as a moderator, Britt. Good deal. So ratio, I'm going to ask that question again. I'm going to explain exactly what it is. Y'all will love it. Now, those people who are saying no, oh, thank you, Stas. That's wonderful. Y'all are going to love this. Okay, any more responses that say no? I asked the question, do you know that you live your life by a ratio? ratio. No politics on my live, Saeed. No, I don't deal with politics or religion. So you're going to be, I'm put you in timeout. Okay. I'm still asking that question. Do you know that you live your life by a ratio? ratio. Okay. So some people said no. So now here is what a ratio is. A ratio is a very simple tool that will definitely help you to better control your life. You understand? A ratio is a very simple tool that will definitely help you to better control your life. You control your ratio. Only you can control it. Only you can adjust it. You understand? Only you can control it. Only you can adjust it. If you set it too high, you can lower it. If you set it too low, you can raise it. Okay? So now, my ratio, and I'm going to use my ratio to help you to understand. My ratio is 80-20. When it comes to positive attitude, negative attitude, you live your life by a ratio. Nobody can have a positive attitude 100% of the time. Nobody can have a negative attitude 100% of the time. You understand? Nobody. You can't have 100% of the time a positive attitude or a negative attitude 100%. You have to have a ratio. My ratio is 80-20. 80-20. That means that 80% of the time I'm very happy being in the positive attitude mode. 20% of the time I'm okay. I didn't say I was happy. Being in the negative attitude mode. Okay? Now back over to the positive attitude mode. 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. 80% of the time, I do what is right, what is fair, what is honest, what is considerate, what is kind. That's 80% of the time. Oh, I'm glad you're back, and so hopefully it went well. Okay, I don't understand all those comments, but I know I heard that about surgery, so I hope you're fine. So now, 80% of the time, I honor the programs that I write. I do what is right, fair, kind, honest, considerate, all of that stuff. So now, 20% of the time, I can be all right in the negative attitude mode. But that negative attitude mode can never include, and the same is going to go for you, for whatever that proportion that you assign to the negative attitude mode. So whatever portion you assign to it, when you are in that negative attitude mode, it cannot include physical abuse. That means you cannot hit people. You cannot throw things. It cannot include verbal abuse. That means you can't cuss anybody out. You can't insult anybody. And thanks to one of my viewers, her username is Midnight, she asked me to include tone of voice, and I was happy to include it. So it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So no physical abuse. You can't hit people. You can't throw things. No verbal abuse. You can't cuss anybody out. You can't insult anybody. And no using an ugly tone of voice. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So those are the 3 areas. It doesn't matter. When you're in your negative attitude mode, as long as you don't involve those 3 things, you're fine. You can mope and you can do however you want to do. But as long as you don't do anything, those 3 things, nope. So now, Spirit came to me and told me there is such a difference, or there is a difference between inner peace and outer peace. I had never heard of outer peace. Spirit said there is such a thing as outer peace. And you got to, when you have a positive attitude, Spirit will come to you when you have a positive attitude. Inner peace will come to you when you have a positive attitude. Negative attitude, it won't get it. You cut off everything that's positive that's coming into you. You repel positivity with your negativity. You see? So, now, inner peace, Spirit told me it can never be destroyed. It can never be disturbed. Because once you get inner peace, and you must have a positive attitude to get it, it is sown into your soul. You see? It is sown into your soul. Outer peace is not sown into your soul. There's even a law on the books for disturbing the peace. Outer peace is, let's say you're trying to sleep or you're trying to study, or you just want quiet, and somebody's making noises down the hall, in the same room, across the hall, across the street, whatever. That is your outer peace. So there's a difference between inner peace and outer peace. Inner peace can never be disturbed or destroyed. Outer peace can be disturbed and or destroyed. And like I said, there's a law on the books. You can call the cops for somebody disturbing the peace. So now, if there's anybody in your family that is disturbing your peace, that's your outer peace, you are obligated to tell them. Now, that includes your mama. Nobody should be allowed to disturb your peace. So you are obligated to tell them that they are disturbing your peace. So you tell them, and this is the way I advise you to do it. Always be kind. Always be diplomatic. So you say, I love you, dear. I love y'all dearly. I really and truly do. But when y'all do such and such, that disturbs my peace. Or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace. Now, they're not obligated to change their behavior because you told them, but you're obligated to tell them. And so give them enough time. If they're going to change their behavior, then they can change their behavior. If they don't, then you are obligated. You can come back and say to them words like this. Now, I told y'all, I love y'all dearly. But when y'all do such and such, or when y'all say such and such, that disturbs my peace. And y'all are still doing it, or still saying it, whatever. So that leaves me no choice. I must protect my peace. I must protect my peace. So I give y'all 3 options. Option 1, I must feed y'all with a long-handled spoon. Option 2, I must love y'all from a distance. Or option 3, I must stop coming around y'all. Perfectly okay. You told them with love and kindness. No animosity, no hatred, no evil, no ugly, none of that stuff. So now, if it's your mama that's disturbing your peace, she shouldn't be allowed to disturb your peace either. But now all of these actions take place after you have written that program and said it out loud. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. Okay, so now here's your mama disturbing your peace. And here you are getting your peace disturbed. Okay, so now you tell your mama, this is after you said, from now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. So you tell your mama, Mama, I love you dearly, but when you do such and such, or when you say such and such, that disturbs my peace. Now, some mamas will say, what peace? Or you ain't got no peace. Okay? That's mama. Leave her alone, okay? So, but when you say that, when you write that program and say, from now on, I'm going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude, you raise your frequency, you raise your vibration. Now, your mama's still down here doing her thing, but you're up here. You're no longer on this vibration. You're no longer on this frequency. You see, here she is still doing it, but it doesn't bother you anymore. You're on a higher frequency. You're on a higher vibration. Oh, thank you, Noah. So I don't preach, I share, Bix. So it doesn't bother you. And now a lot of people will try to, y'all say trigger. That's a word, it's a new word to me. So y'all say trigger, and you don't have a trigger. Somebody on one of my lives said, I'm not a gun, I don't have a trigger. So stop with this trigger nonsense. Having a trigger means that somebody has power over you. They can make you angry. So nobody can make you angry. You choose to get angry. So nobody makes you angry. People say, she made me say that, or he made me say that. She made me do that, or he made me do that. No, it is impossible. Nobody can make you say anything. Nobody else controls your vocal cords, your mouth, your tongue. Nobody but you. Think about that. Nobody can make you angry. Nobody can make you say something. Nobody can make you do something. Nobody can make you kick that tire. Nobody can make you hit them with your fist. You control the muscles that will allow you to do that. Only you control those muscles. So stop with the she made me do it or he made me do it. That's nonsense. That is total nonsense. So think about that. Nobody makes you say anything and nobody makes you do anything. That's it. All right, so now I told y'all the 4 pillars. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. I told you how you do that. You write a program. Here's the program that you write. From now on, I am going to be working on developing and maintaining a positive attitude. You got that? Put your feet on the path to develop and maintain that positive attitude. It's a lifelong process to maintain a positive attitude. I'm 81 and I'm still doing it, okay? Pillar number 2. No, people cannot provoke you to anger. That is totally untrue. Totally untrue. Nobody controls you but you. Nobody provokes you to anger. They'll try. They can try. But you're the one that succumbs to it. So no, don't believe that ever. Nobody provokes you to anything. You choose to be provoked. Okay, so now, pillar number 2. Increase your level of patience. If you're 10 years old or older, I told you exactly how you do that. You write a program saying that I am increasing my level of patience. I am teaching myself how to wait. Then pillar number 3, stay calm. Remember your neurons, y'all. Remember your neurons, okay? And then pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration, all of that stuff. Those 4 words are, this too shall pass, okay? This too shall pass. I want to thank y'all for joining my live. And if you got something out of it, please do a video telling people what you got out of it. And tag me or mention me or whatever the term is. You know, I told you I don't know all this intricacies and stuff, okay? Oh, good, thank you. And, or you can do a post or something to tell people, help me spread the word. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. And subscribing is free here on YouTube. You have to pay to subscribe on TikTok. So now, and I'm still on TikTok, y'all. I post there every day. I have almost 54,000 followers on TikTok. And so I'm not going to abandon my followers there, but I do my lives here on YouTube. I've done over 500 lives on TikTok. And on TikTok, my username is the letter J, JJ Fields, Fields, and the number 7. So go check me out on TikTok. I have posted a lot of really good content, okay? I don't recommend anything for people to do. You know your situation better than anybody else, and you can sit and think about whatever your situation is, and you come up with the best solutions for that. Yes. So now, I close my lives with this book, My Simple Quotes to Live By. Oh, thank you. Love you too. My Simple Quotes to Live By. It's 90 pages. It's $7.99 at goodshortbooks.com. The link is in my profile. I coined my first quote when I was 15 years old. Oh, and it's 167 quotes that I coined. And I coined my first quote when I was 15. That quote states, "Never lose your hope and faith." Never lose your hope and faith. Oops. Okay. I coined this, my first quote, in 1959 at the age of 15. The occasion was my middle school graduation from Detroit's Sherrard Junior High School. Ninth graders were asked to document their message to their fellow classmates. And that's what I said. I didn't know I was coining a quote, and I don't remember saying it. But now I coined a quote that I do remember coining a quote, and I do remember saying it. And that was in 2011 or 2013. It was for a quote contest. So I coined this quote and submitted it to the contest. It was for a calendar, so they needed 12 quotes. And I submitted it, and it won as one of 12 for the calendar out of over 5,000 entries. Over 5,000 entries. I think I have 413. Yeah, 413. So I get more after every live, but I'm trying to get to at least 1,000 so that I'll be able to bring guests up, okay? So now I'm back to the quote that I coined for the contest, and it won as one of 12 out of over 5,000 entries. I posted to social media to encourage people to chase their dreams. And here's the quote. "It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream." I'm going to repeat it. It's better to die chasing a dream never caught than to die never having chased the dream. Chase your dreams. Nobody can see your dream as clearly as you can, and you can't see anybody else's dream as clearly as they can. Don't allow anybody to poo-poo your dream, and don't you poo-poo anybody else's dream. But chase your dream, or dreams. In some cases, people have more than one dream. So do that, chase it. Now, the way this book is formatted, it's 90 pages. It's 2 quotes per page. The quotes are in all caps, separated by a black and white picture. Now, this is what's on page 90. This is 90 pages. The end. So I'm going to open up the floor. I'm going to be on here for another few minutes. Pages 6 to 89, y'all, can give me page numbers, throw out page numbers, so y'all will get a taste of what these quotes are all about. I coined them. I wrote this book in 2013. Wow. Okay, page 21 and 22. Hold, okay, 21 and 22. At the top of page 21, children are watching and listening to you. Be careful what you let them see and hear. At the bottom of page 21, ever wonder what God thinks when he looks at the world? Can you live by those quotes? Okay, page 22 for Drea. Yesterday is gone. At the top of page 22, yesterday is gone, but we can take the reins of today, of right now. At the bottom of page 22, do you act as though you value things more than you value people? Okay. Page 16, 33 and 89. 16, at the top of page 16, what is a miracle? Proof that God exists. At the bottom of page 16, if you're not the perfect man, stop looking for the perfect woman. If you're not the perfect woman, stop looking for the perfect man. Can y'all live by those quotes? Okay, page 33 for Derry. At the top of page 33, be a leader, not a follower. Always think for yourself. At the bottom of page 33, don't take life for granted. Tune in, be aware. Be woke, y'all. It's a good thing to be woke. It means you know what the hell is going on in the world to some extent. Don't wear blinders. Be aware. Stay woke. Okay, so I want to thank y'all for joining my live, and I'll be back on Monday. Make it a good weekend, and I hope that y'all will implement these 4 pillars in your life. Thank you. Yes. Pillar number 1, develop and maintain a positive attitude. I told you how you do that. Pillar number 2, increase your level of patience. I told you exactly how you do that if you're 10 years old or older. Pillar number 3, stay calm. There is tremendous power. Oh my God, there's so much power in your ability to stay calm. Think about your neurons, y'all. Think about your neurons when you start to get angry. Remember they're your neurons. And then pillar number 4, remember the 4 words that can immediately lower your stress, anxiety, panic, anger, frustration. And those 4 words are, this too shall pass. Okay? All right, y'all. Thanks for joining my live. See ya. Well, I won't see you, but come back on Monday and spread the word, y'all. Let everybody know about these here. All right. Take care.